What's going on, everyone? It has been a trying couple of days for me over here. My computer died the other day, and I really just wanted to post a video for you all because I was excited. And one of the videos I wanted to post was about this. We've got some new leaks for the new event coming up in the next couple of days for the Thanksgiving time. Now, I want to dive into this because we are on the final day of the potential spending for the Fisherman's event. I unfortunately have missed out on doing all my dailies because I didn't have a working computer for a little bit, but I'm gonna try to recoup all my losses and go all in. I still got a little bit of time to go for all my resources, which is good, but a lot of you all were kind of chasing out, which I think is totally awesome, Double S Arcana. I think it's a really, really powerful resource. However, with the new leak of the event rewards, you may want to reconsider and change how you're spending. Since we're on the final day, and as I've said many, many times, you want to wait to the end of the final day before you actually spend your resources. Hopefully, a lot of you have the option still, and let's kind of walk over there and see what's going on. So this is the Grand Harvest, which is supposed to be coming out very, very quickly. And then we also have the Harvest Treasure Hunt, which is like the roulette. So a little bit of a different game here. This is most likely the pay to win portion of it. We have the new Fox Adventure on this side of things. So I highly doubt that this is going to be relevant for anyone that's free to play. Maybe you could pick up some extra resources like the 1 pumpkin section or like even the 2 or 3 pumpkin section, maybe. So maybe we can get some up wish letters. Maybe we can get some divine weapon cubes, whatever. But I don't really care about the rest of it because that's going to be pay to win. If you guys want the new Fox Adventure, well, I'll try to have a video on that, see what everyone's coming up with so far. But this is where the key comes in because these are the rewards we are going to be able to pick up as free to play to low spenders, etc., etc. And there might be one reward here that is key over all others, and that has to be this Double S brand box. This is a must get. There are so many Double S brands in the game now that you all need to be acquiring that at all times. It is so massively important. Another really important one that we see is divine weapon cubes. We can pick up 15 of them up. And seeing as how we've had many events that have followed this path, I'm expecting 15 more to come in the winter event, which means I'm going to be picking up the divine weapon cubes, if not as a soft prediction, but I think it's very, very likely to see this in future events. Didn't see in the Fisherman's event, but since we do have another big event coming, the winter events, I'm expecting to show up there. We've got a lot of, awakening cores and things like that, kind of some standard rewards. And another thing that's really important and why you might want to save some gems for this event is we have the relic keys. So this is going to basically drive up the price of all future events because we had just the legendary keys and up wish letters and just the wish letters in the past, as well as the inheritance books and elite packs. Okay, there's a lot. Elite packs, legendary keys, wish letters, and inheritance books were like the 4 that you had to get every single time, which is why you had access to like maybe get a brand, maybe get, a box or whatever. Now we have the gem keys and the relic keys, which I think are both very important that you're going to want to get on top of that. So now we have elite packs, gem keys, legendary keys, relic keys, inheritance books, and you're going to want to get the wish letters, and you're going to want to get the Double S brand box, and you're going to want to get the divine weapon cubes. That's a lot of gems. That's a lot of resources that you actually want. There's even some more in here that I think is really interesting and solid to go for. Like, obviously the S rank weapon selection box, S rank gear selection box, both always good. Synergy blessing scrolls, totally fine. The S rank brands and, all that good stuff, right? There is a lot of good stuff in these rewards or in these events nowadays. But the Double S brand is number 1. So, if I were to compare, do I want a Double S Arcana or do I want a Double S brand? It's the Double S brand 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. So if you have to make that decision, I would definitely recommend you lean towards the brand. This is going to be something that's going to really, really push kind of your gem balance for a long time. because we're going to be seeing events and events and events over the next couple of months. And we're going to find out that, well, we're going to have to recoup those gems, only to find out that there's going to be more events with more rewards because the game is expanding, right? As the game gets more resources that are like very, very important, the gems become more and more, or the events become more and more expensive, which means the gem expenditure becomes something that you really want to focus on. To be honest, this is like the #1 source of progression in the game. I made a couple of videos on like gem spending and kind of the guidelines with this, and it's kind of gone all out the window. Like, I wouldn't be spending gems on an energy. I wouldn't be spending gems on like anything besides like your dungeon dive tickets for the day, because mount progression is still important, and then saving it all for the big adventure and then events. You could argue treasure team. I don't really think the Mystic Sea is all that important. I personally regret going for the Mystic Sea myself in this last rotation, because the pet arcanas are so much weaker than all the resources you're getting in all these events. The thing with the gems spending is, in the past, you could spend just enough gems to get everything you need, and then the extra rewards are like our awakening boxes and maybe another brand box or whatever. Now I'm like, I want the double S brand. I want the S rank celestial box. I want the gear box as well, both weapon and gear. I want my brand too. I want to keep progressing those. I want my inheritance books. I want my wishing scrolls. I want legendary keys. I want relic keys. I want gem keys. I want elite packs. And I mean, like, it just keeps going on and on and on. And then of course, if they add divine weapon cubes, I mean, that's another addition to the whole thing. So these gems, the gems are going to be very, very spread thin, and these events are getting more and more important. If I hop back over to the game here and just kind of showcase the calendar, guys, we're looking at this event coming in very, very quickly. Okay, it is, as of recording this video, you have basically today, and then starting tomorrow, we're going to be getting the event for the most, kind of, depending on how you're, looking at the reward here, because I mean, this day still has 18 hours to go, and then depending on where your time zone is, at least. So you're looking at like day and a half essentially for the Harvest Festival to come out. So really, this is a decision of, are you going to spend your gems in this Fisherman event to kind of get all the resources you can, or are you just going to save it for the Harvest Festival? And I'm leaning towards saving it for the Harvest Festival. It really depends on how close you are to that other double S Arcana. If you happen to get very lucky, maybe that is the case. If you don't, probably save for the Harvest Festival. Always new things to expand upon. Always new things to expand upon in these trying times, with all sorts of resources available to you all. So hopefully you guys are excited. Honestly, the game's giving you a lot of events, and pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to be honest. It's pretty exciting. I like progressing my brands. It's one of the things that I feel like I'm slacking on, and being able to get access to additional copies of my Prince of Sanctuary that I recently acquired is going to be amazing. I would really love to get this guy to Mythic. And you know what I also would like to do? Be able to acquire a White Robe Wizard in the place of the Nimble Murloc. And you know what I can't do is acquire the White Robe Wizard, because it's very difficult to obtain this guy. But that said, thanks so much, everyone. Let me know what your plan is in the comment section down below. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of idea, since they did release the rewards, or at least they data mined the rewards. I don't even know. I don't know if they officially released the rewards or it's data mined. Generally, it happens to be data mined. Well, hopefully this gives you a little bit of guideline going forward, so that you guys can, make a little bit of a proper decision. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.